Hey guys, back again here with a battle against SchplatJR. It's a rematch, second out of 3. It's a mixed match, so here goes. I lead with my Hypno. He leads with his Infernape, and he fake outs, and it does nothing, but he gets the flinch, and he stealth rocks. So I psychic him, thinking I could kill him. But he lives with a sash, which surprised me a little bit because I haven't really seen any Infernapes with a sash. He tries to go for the close combat as it switched my Noir, and it doesn't do anything. But he goes for the Fire Blast, so I know it's a mixed one, but it's not going to survive. But that Fire Blast does a lot of damage, which kind of surprised me. So I just go for the Ice Punch, maybe thinking if he switches it out for Death Fodder, I'll hit whatever comes in. And he switches into his Magius, and I switch out my Noir because I don't want it to die yet. And I go to my Registeel, and he Shadow Balls. And I know Registeel can take it, and it takes it amazingly. And he goes for a sub. Something that's a sub nasty plot 1. I just set up Stealth Rocks because I know I can take out its sub, and he can't do anything to my Registeel. But he Calm Minds. So I'm thinking it's a bulkier 1. And I go for an Ice Punch, and it breaks his sub. And he Thunderbolts. And it doesn't really do a whole lot. But I go for the Ice Punch. And it does about a third. So I go for another Ice Punch after he Thunderbolts again. And I know I can live another Thunderbolt and take it out with an Ice Punch. But I switch out because I think he's going to Thunderbolt again. And Raikou takes the Thunderbolt pretty well. Not as well as I hoped he would, but he still takes it pretty well considering that there was a Calm Mind behind it. And my Raikou's faster, and I just Shadow Ball his Mismagius. And he sends out his Miltank. And I know it's a defensive Miltank probably because they mostly are, so I just go for the Calm Mind just to see what he's going to do. And he Toxics. And it doesn't really matter against my Raikou because it's just... Residual damage doesn't really matter because he's not there to tank anything. So I Calm Mind again. And he Body Slams. And it does a decent amount of damage. So I figure I got like 1 hit. I gotta take this thing out. So I Thunderbolt. And with 2 Calm Minds, plus it being stabbed, I'm pretty sure that it'll kill, considering I have a Life Orb. But if it does kill, that means Life Orb's probably going to take me out. But I live with 1 HP, and then Poison kills me, so... But Raikou did a good job. He sends out his Empoleon. And I send out my Hitmontop to go for the Fake Out, and he leaves it in. And Fake Out doesn't really do anything. But I get the flinch. And I'm pretty sure I can survive whatever he uses. And I just go for the Mach Punch to get some damage. And it does a decent chunk. And he Surfs. And it doesn't really do anything to my Hitmontop. Because my Hitmontop is amazing. And I Mach Punch again. And I know he can't live another one, but he roars me out. Which was surprising. And it pulls in my Registeel. And I think my Registeel can survive a Surf. But it doesn't, so... But, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I was just going to blow up my Registeel anyway. So I switch out my Hypno, thinking I'd be faster, and I could take it out. And I go for a Hidden Power Fighting. And he barely survives. And he roars, and it brings out my Heatran. And seeing that I'm faster, I should have just stayed in and like Earth Powered it or something, but I wasn't sure if he'd have like Aqua Jet or something. So I switch back out to my Hypno, and he Surfs, and it does a decent amount of damage. I'm going to just go for another Hidden Power Fighting. And that's going to take out the Empoleon. And that thing really put up a good fight. So he switches into his Medicham. Fearing a fighting attack, I switch to Noir. And he goes for a Psycho Cut, which surprised me. So I guess he did it just not to overpredict or something. So I go to Hitmontop and I fake out. And it does a decent chunk. But knowing that he has Psycho Cut, I'm just going to switch out again to my Hypno. And Hypno dies. If there weren't Stealth Rocks up, my Hypno probably would have lived, but it doesn't matter. I just switched it in for Death Fodder. So I send out my Heatran, knowing that he can take the Psycho Cut. I'm thinking he's either banded or scarfed. I just go for the Magma Storm, because I know it'll probably take him out, and if it doesn't, he can't switch. But it takes him out. And he switches to his Toxicroak, and he cross chops. And it's not going to kill because my Heatran is defensive. Well, I mean, it does kill, which was surprising because my Heatran is defensive. I thought I could have lived it. But I just switched my Hitmontop, and he Sucker Punches. And I would think Fake Out would have went first, but I guess his Toxicroak is faster, maybe, or Sucker Punch hits regardless. But I just go for the Mach Punch. And it's even after resistance, it doesn't do a whole lot. He taunts. I don't know. I think he said it was a misclick. I can't remember, but it was still kind of weird anyway. I guess. Oh, I remember now. He told me he thought it might be like a bulk up Hitmonchan or something. Or Hitmontop, considering how bulky it is. But it was a good match. Good rematch. Hope to rematch again sometime in the future. Rate, comment, subscribe.